a late stream, approximately 24 hours late, give or take. Yeah, sorry about that. Honestly, what happened there was I recently moved, as I mentioned before, and I kind of am a lot closer to work, so I got home a lot sooner and had a lot more downtime, and I just completely forgot. I was just doing other things, and by the time I remembered the stream, it had been several hours later. So yeah. Yes, this is in fact what I sound like. It's awful, and I know it. But it's the voice I was given, so it's the voice that you shall hear. Anyway, um, give people a couple more minutes to show up, if they will. Usually I only get about 2 or 3, but, we'll see what happens. Anyway, for those who are unaware, on Random Brewsday, I create a random deck. I roll a D51 because we have 51 legal harmony mains. Sorry, Smooths, Hooves, and Paradox Bounty Twilight. You don't count. And then I pick a random secondary color and or third color. Hey, Lunatic. Lunatic. I still don't know how to pronounce that properly. The I and the T swap is weird to me. But hey, that's 2 people. That is more than I normally have before I actually start the actual thing. It's not that many mains. I mean, we're about to have 57, maybe 58 or 59. I guess. Yeah. Yeah, we've never had more than 2 ultra rare mains yet. Lunatic. Well, if it's never intended to be pronounced, it's very hard to call you out. I'm just gonna say lunatic then, if it's a deliberate misspelling. Though I do like lunatic. Well, the cutie mark decks are actually pretty fun. I know someone down in Colorado Springs who created a Sweetie Belle deck using it. Uses Sweetie Belle and a whole bunch of cutie mark. I think it's 4 colors, though the only pink card is Cloud Chaser and Flitter. I'm sorry, Flitter and Cloud Chaser. Uses that for card draw. I'm not convinced it's correct to be splashing for Flitter and Cloud Chaser, but I can't say no for obvious reasons. Anyway, I'm gonna get started a little early, I think. We're still only gonna have an hour on the clock, but we'll start a little bit early. Okay, so let us go. 1 hour on the clock. Let's roll that D51. 18. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. What? Come on. Okay. Is that right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yep. Okay. My dice are just trolling me. They keep... There's so many mains, and it keeps giving me mains that are already popular in the current meta. Okay, so what are our other colors? 5. Okay, really, vinyl white? Okay. Okay, vinyl white. Fine. What can I do with vinyl white that I have not done before? Like, this is my go-to. Whenever I don't know what to build, I build vinyl white. Okay, Okay, so I've built vinyl white control. Plenty of people have built vinyl white aggro. You know what we've never seen before? We've never seen Vinyl White farming. I'm going to try it. I don't expect to succeed, people. I really don't. But we're going to try it. See what the heck happens here. So when you're farming, there's a very, very important pink card you need, and it's this Discord. Very important. You also want Crystal Pie. These are probably Pink's best farming cards. So, where do we go from here? Well, if we're going to farm, we need some villains, right? Let's... Troublemaker. No, not Pinky Troublemakers. Owizodal's a good first choice. Nightmare Moon is amazing for Vinyl already, because you just play it and then flip. We probably want some Glimmers. And definitely some Trixies. What other villains? We'll add her for now. Probably not this Glimmer. We probably actually don't want Tyrek in this deck, believe it or not. Probably not. Do we want Chrysalis? Probably not. Ah, there we go. Sombra. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And for good measure, where is she? Where is she? There she is. Okay. That's enough villains for now. Now the white. Oh, here's where it's going to get interesting. Yeah. Yeah, Trixie is, whoops. Clicking all the wrong things. You didn't see any of this. But yes, Trixie is, Trixie Troublemaker is definitely expensive. Especially the, Royal Rare. Okay, anyway, before we add the white, we need one more very important card. And it's not any of these white Sweetie Bells, it is, in fact, Bell Tower. We probably only want 2. Okay, now, what white cards are good for farming? So, let's take a peek, shall we? I really don't expect this deck to be good, but like I said, I've built so many pink-white aggro and pink-white control decks, I just want to try something different. None of this is really speaking to me yet. We definitely want some cracking the cases so we can turn off our own villains at will. Do we want 3? You know what? I think in this deck we definitely do want 3. We're not going to be running with Simpson Snails like normal, I don't think. I think our Pinky Pie Crystallized and our Discords are going to be good enough for that. We want something... Prim Hemline is very good when you're trying to farm. What else? What else? No. Ooh. No, that would actually backfire too frequently. Well, we could give our Pinky more colors, but I don't think that's good enough. See, unfortunately, rarity only counts the opponent's troublemaker. Oh, though... Do we dare? You know what? We're going to add her and see what happens. I don't think she's going to stick around, but you know, free points. Oh, Rising Star. Huh. No, I think the Bell Tower is just better. Oh, Big Shot. Big Shot is interesting. We're gonna... Oh, boy. This is already a mess. You can already tell this is a huge mess. We need some. We need some interference. Food fight's a good first step. Oh, Fernando. Fernando doesn't actually help us because it's an opponent retires a friend involved in the face-off. And we're trying to farm. Though on the other hand, with Fernando, you can have a lot of extra when they challenge your troublemakers, Fernando could be a nice surprise. So actually, Fernando is a good defensive card, and I do like that. And you're putting a 4 on top. So not bad, actually. It's certainly better than a Salt Cake or the 5 Visions of the Future. We probably definitely want some food fights. Oh, and we want some yoinks for sure. Any other friends? Oh. Yeah, well, we'll add him for now. But his 2 flip is not very good for farming. Oh dear. You know what? I'm going to take a page out of Team Pandemonium's book. We're going to add maybe 2 cloney pies. Just maybe. Yes, pink-white villain farm. It's probably not going to happen. Probably. But I want to see where I can take this. While the name of the game is normally to make a deck as competitive as possible, I don't... Vinyl White has been done so many times. I want to do something new. We want double troubles as well. Okay. What are we looking at here? We probably don't want both of these. Oof, we actually... 8 twos is way too many. A flip average of 4.48 is not bad, but we're at 58 cards, which is way too many right now. Innovating is hard, but it's how we progress, and it's very important to try every now and then. I like the 9 removal. Man, I do not have very many white cards here. And in fact, Prim Hemline is my only entry right now. Okay, we probably want to throw in... We're Vinyl. Well, we'll throw in 3 barrels for right now, but we can probably get away with 2. We're going to try just the 2. You know what? We're playing pink-white. How could I forget the most important pink-white card? Party of 1. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. What other pink-white cards? Yeah, you're not farming. You're not farming. You're not farming, though you're funny. You're not farming. You're not bad, actually. I like you better than Discord. You're just better than Discord for... Well, or are you? We'll add you for now, and we'll see what I like. And the event, I don't think we can afford to run. Well, we're already running this event. Oh, you know what we could run in Pink-White Farm that we probably can't run in Pink-White Control? Where is it? Where is it? There we go. Fashion Disaster. Pink does have Hasty. Yeah, hence why I'm considering the... Actually, the Snips and Snails is not a bad choice either. Suddenly 4 power out of nowhere. Oh boy. Okay. Now we have way too many cards. Way too many cards. Probably too many friends, to be perfectly honest. Big Shot and Rarity are both going to go. It doesn't leave us with very many white cards, but it leaves us... The white cards that we do have are very important. Snips and Snail's ability to eat Rarity or Discord is pretty solid. Or just something frightened you have. So I actually like Snips and Snails here. It's not staying 70. I promise. It's already at 64. I think we're taking out Cloney Pie now. Just our other twos are better because they're hasty. Now we're down to 6 twos, which is a lot, but more manageable. But look at our 5s right now. So many 5s. And, you know, we've got Discord here at 7/4. There's a lot more pink than white. Villain farming, if you splash a second color, it's going to be a very small splash because you've got so many troublemakers. Speaking of, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ugh. I cannot afford 21 troublemakers in a 3-color deck. Cannot afford 21 troublemakers in a 3-color deck. Okay, so which of these is the worst for us? I think it might actually be Owizodal. Then again, yeah, I think it's Owizodal. I'm curious to see, like, I think Glimmer could work better in a deck like this. That's not going to be that's more heavily on the controlling end than like your Applejack or your Rainbow Dash, which are just trying to smash things super fast. Note also, none of our friends exhaust. So the Nightmare Stars are great here. But yeah, we are taking out Owizodal, which is weird because usually you think Owizodal is better than Sombra, but I think for this deck we actually prefer Sombra because we're relying on extra friends. Mostly high-powered or hasty friends, or Pinky, who's just ridiculous. Okay, 59. We're getting there. You know what this deck doesn't have yet? We're going up to 62. Well, 65. I think we can afford only 2 flowers in this deck, I think. Then again, Discord coming to play exhausted against Study Session. Oh well. We'll live. We'll live. Let's see. 5 white entry is probably fine. Do we want 3 prims or 3 barrels? Normally, I do recommend 6 with vinyl, but, you know, we don't need a lot of white in this deck. Like, look, 6 white cards, 7 multicolor cards. We're fine. We might, Do we need the double? Well, we don't need the double troubles, the cracking the cases, the food fights, the yoinks, and the Fernandos. One of those should go away. Double trouble's the only one that helps us. Do we need 2 bell towers and 3 discords? And that's an important question. Like, bell tower is repeatable, but the discord is hasty. How this farming works. Okay, for this particular deck, we're relying heavily on our flip average. In addition to that, we're going to try and get 1 or 2 friends out, preferably Pinky, and just rely on our high flip average. Drop some discords for free, possibly some Fernandos, you know, causing them to retire stuff. And the double troubles are there for a little security. It's definitely a slower farm than your One Punch Mares or your Applejack farming, but it's definitely a farming deck. Special, you know, and you only really want 1 friend, so stuff like Party of 1 and Fashion Disaster are great. Really, the Sopranos and the discords are there more kind of like events that also just happen to add power to your face-offs. Um, we can also do weird stuff with our starting problem. Our starting problem might not be confrontable. I haven't figured out what our starting problem is going to be yet. But Vinyl will flip early. Nightmare Moon Glimmer is not an awful play. We'll flip our Vinyl early. Sure, we're going in 3 versus 7, but we might flip a free Discord or something. You probably don't want to do that, though. You probably want to farm. You've got a good point. We probably want the 5 over Glimmer 6 here. Because we're not going to be as early. You know what, actually? No, I think we want to keep that Glimmer. We want to take out this other Glimmer. Yeah. Because we're not trying to farm super quickly. We're getting there, but not quickly. What the meta is right now, Mighty Pwn. Okay, your best bet is to look at the Gen Con top 16. I imagine most decks are going to be based off of those decks. In addition, you're going to probably still see a lot of mono blue aggro. I think mono blue aggro is just inferior to blue white or blue pink or pink white aggro right now, but a lot of people like it. Then there's me. I tend to play lots of different things. I've been toying with a pink-purple deck recently. How much time do I have? Plenty of time. Plenty of time. Yeah, I've been toying with a pink-white control deck and a pink-purple control deck. And that's why I want to build something that's not that. Like I could build an amazingly... I could just build a... What is it called? A downbeat to beatdown. But yeah. On Reddit, if you search for top 16, restrict the search to the MLPCCG subreddit. You can find it pretty easily, actually. It's not the first result, but it's on the first page. The one by Yoshi of a down is the one that you want. He's pretty good at breaking down the stats and stuff. Keep in mind, 4 of those top 16 decks are completely illegal because they're combo decks, and we got a card banned. And 2 of the other 12 decks also have a Tantibus, but you can swap that Tantibus for something else. Yeah, pink-purple right now is actually a lot stronger than I think people realize. There's a chance that in the future I'm going to be live streaming my pink-purple deck. It's something interesting. No promises that it's going to happen, but it's what we've been talking about it. And right now, if Gen Con were tomorrow, it's the deck that I would bring. But we've hopefully got another set before Gen Con. Maybe even 2. Probably only one. Probably only one. Anyway, we've got 13 more cards we've got to iron out here. But yeah, this is definitely going to be a slower farm. You're going to be using your troublemakers to control earlier on. Like Trixie's Nightmare Stars are really good at control. That's why I like Sombra here, because you can actually dismiss friends. You can dismiss some of yours, but chances are you're not going to. But yeah, normal farming decks tend to take an early lead against aggro decks. You're probably not going to. You're probably going to fall a little behind, but then you're going to pick up the pace with Fashion Disaster, Party of One, and your slew of removal. We need to get rid of one of these. I think we're going to get rid of Yoink. I think I like Fernando better here, especially since Yoink costs 3. And we're going to be pretty AT light. for the most part. Farming decks are typically pretty light. Where's my yoinks? There's the yoinks. Okay. So now we're down to it's probably a little rough to have 6 2s, but we need something to feed the snips and snails. Like, we don't want to feed Firm Hemline to snips. We definitely don't want to feed these guys to snips. So I like having the 6 2s here, and then you just play snips and snails, suddenly, bam, 4 power out of nowhere. Yoink costs 0. This is true, but Fernando costs 1 and then draws you that card right back, which is very equivalent. Plus, the chaos will be more relevant here. And there's not many things you care about yoinking that you can't just food fight. Yoink still might be correct, but I think I like Fernando a little bit more because of the chaos, because you're starting a lot more face-offs, and because of the higher flip power. But yes, Yoink 0 cannot be underestimated. I use Yoink all the time in my control decks. Yes, the Fluttershy... I need to stop doing that. The Fluttershy parents are fantastic. Yellow needs help. That is a good first step in bringing Yellow back, I think. I'm hopeful that somehow, I doubt this will happen, but somehow I want Yellow to be number 1. Number 1. So why Hemline instead of Best Cat? Yeah, cheaper. Well, Best Cat is 3 power for 3. Prim Hemline is 4 power for 2. Like, both of those numbers are just better. You don't really care about confronting problems in a farming deck. And the few cases you do... You know what, though? We do want dressed up in this deck. Thank you for reminding me. We absolutely want dressed up in this deck. And I hate to say it, but because we're adding dressed up, we're taking out Fernando. I really wanted to make Fernando work in this deck. There's someplace there's a place for Fernando. I believe it. But apparently it's not this place either. But yeah, dressing up Discord both Prim Hemline and Discord are great to dress up, and it's great to dress up your opponent's friends too. I really believe Fernando has a place in Idipone. I really, really do. I really do. I just don't know where. I've not been able to find that place. Maybe Pink Orange can run Fernando. Maybe Pink Orange. But he's just very, very, he's always right there. I've tried to add him to several decks and he just keeps getting cut. Oh well. I'm not super pleased with this double troubles, but we don't have access to barrel through, which would be a much better choice. We can't even, since we're using vinyl, we can't even use like the double flip cards from Premiere. Even though we're having a Pinkie Pie in the deck, we just can't, double trouble is just the better choice. It's more reliable, and we can use it defensively. 10 cards. Well, I think our troublemakers are, 1, 2, 3. 15 is a lot. But I think it's correct. I think it's actually correct. We might wind up cutting 1. If we do, it's going to be Glimmer. Not going to lie, it's going to be Glimmer. Glimmer brings in friends and troublemakers, and dismisses friends' resources and troublemakers. Meow. Interesting. Dismisses them, though. Doesn't cause them to be retired. What do we even cut at this point? Like, 10 cards over is a lot. Am I being too greedy with these Snips and Snails and the rarities and discords? Am I being too... Like, 3 AT is a lot, even for just 4 power. but it's that 4 power out of nowhere. But yeah, like normally you'd rather play a double trouble, or even just playing these two is not bad. Yeah, I think I'm being too greedy with the Simpson Snails. Just the 3 costs is a lot in a deck like this. Like, we want to minimize our high costing things. Like 10 things that cost 3 or more is already a lot. Granted, 3 of them we're typically playing for free, but you know. But yeah, Fashion Disaster I think is actually perfect in a deck like this where you really only want 1 friend or 2 friends. Oh dear, do I want to be super greedy? I kind of do. No, I can't. I can't. It's a light splash. We're not adding photo finish to this deck. This is our point acceleration. This. Oh, okay. You know what? I'm going to add 1 copy of this card though. Cookie. 1 copy. Only 1. Only 1. But the support of 2 is irrelevant. That's not the important part. Its opponents can't move this card or your main character. This is how we get around purple TSUVs and stuff like that. That's what let us always have vinyl at a problem. Now there are a few other problems that we need to deal with, like Zakora or Cardboard Box. But you know, we're trying to rely on our large flip average. And Purple hates this card. Oh my goodness, Purple hates this card. Purple's not a fan of this card either. This makes Paper Twilights just meticulous, and that's it, because they have to keep exhausting for their own AT. We probably... Do we need the 3 Discords and the 2 Bell Towers? Oh... Oh, 53. We need to cut 8 cards. Probably don't. Like, I do like the Hasty here a lot, but Bell Tower is repeated. Bell Tower lets us farm a villain, win, and then immediately uncover another villain, so that there's always a troublemaker there. Yeah. Or do we take out the rarities? Losing all our hasties, little rough. We probably can't do both of that. We need our hasty. We really truly do. How else are we going to actually farm, right? I mean, Double Trouble's only going to get us so far. Well, we've got Pinky and we've got Discord. Yeah, I think that is actually how we're going to farm. We're not going to rely solely on the power of Hasty. So it's I want one of these two. It's a question of which one. 4 Rec or Splash Color. Which, keep in mind, if we don't have a Prim Hemline or herself or a Cookie Crumbles, we won't have that white. Or I guess Dressed Up would pull it off. Okay. Oh dear. I just had a brilliant / stupid idea. We've got 6 Discords. There's also a Discord villain. Do I want to turn Double Trouble into Beauty and the Beast? Am I that insane? Won't help us with Nightmare Moon or Nightmare Star or any of these. Unless we have a Discord friend. It's cheaper. Same flip. Cheaper. Can't be used as defensively, though. Okay, goodbye, Sombra. Who needs 5 power? No, no, we don't need 5 power. We're not trying to farm super early. Discord, Discord. And, you know, we want cards in hand, right? No, the really great thing about Vinyl and farming is you farm with Vinyl and then you exhaust her and draw a card. You're not going to run out of cards. Like, you can still use her ability. And Beauty. Beauty and the Beast. Okay, this has gotten out of hand, guys. Goodbye to Rarity, though. How do you play pink-white and not play Rarity? I don't understand. I'm doing this wrong. I'm clearly doing this wrong. Look at our troublemakers. 6, 6, 7, 6, 7. It's not going to be easy to farm. But on the other hand, our flip average is so insane. What 3s do we have? We're not cutting our dressed ups. We're not cutting our pinkies. And I don't want to cut the fashion disasters. We're not cutting our 3s. That was only 8. Where are the other ones? Oh, the flowers. We can't afford to cut those. Can I afford to run both of these? No, I definitely can't. But with 7 discords, I think I can afford to just run Beauty and the Beast. No one will expect it. Double Trouble. Where are you, Double Trouble? You're higher than this. There you are. Yep, I'm still running Vinyl 90. I have to. That's what the dice decided for me. 5 cards. How much time do we have left? Ooh, we're running out of time here, and I haven't even started on the problem deck. Okay, 5 cards. Wonder if we only really want 1 fashion disaster. 1 fashion disaster and 2 party of 1s is actually probably correct. Yeah. This way we'll never run into uniqueness issues with fashion disaster. And it overlaps enough with party of 1 that we don't want 4, I don't think. 3 is fine, especially since you can pull the trigger off of on these whenever you want. It'll frequently cost you 5 because barrel then party, but boom, suddenly everything's gone. Maybe it won't though. Maybe you already have a dressed up Discord. And party of wanting a dressed up Discord is pretty funny. Not gonna lie. Both of these are just fantastic for farming though. We're down to 3 2s, 4 2s because of the 1 cookie crumbles. And I don't like having to run 1, but I think it's correct to run 1. Can we afford to run only 1 bell tower since we're running 3 discords? Yes, I think we can. Though, on the other hand, discord's 3 rec means we need a pinky or a discord in play. 4 cards. 4 cards. That's a playset. Okay, we're running Vinyl. We probably don't actually need... Okay, Glimmer is going. We're taking out Glimmer. We're just running... This is ridiculous. But, yeah. We're taking out Glimmer. And 1 more card. Is it a bell tower? Or is it a cracking the case? Do we really need 3 cracking the cases? I think it's funny, but do we need 3? I think we want 2. Though, what's going to really annoy people is when they finally get enough power to beat up one of your epics, and then you cracking the case it so they get no points. Then you play Hasty Discord and uncover a villain and they still can't confront. So they got nothing from that. Plus you just threatened all their stuff again. But yeah, I think 2 cracking the cases is probably correct. Look at this flip average. This is a flip average even Applejack is sometimes unable to get. Though, you know, the 4 twos is a little rough, but I think it's correct. I think we want all 4 of these twos. Only one cookie crumbles. But, you know, you don't want her in a lot of matchups, but you want that option against Twilight. Okay, problem deck. You know what's a... Okay, problems. We're going to definitely run some social obligations. Social obligations is perfect here. Then again, wait a minute. How are we even confronting that? With this one cookie crumbles? Okay, so it's not likely to happen. Well, we've got the dress tubs. We can confront it. I don't think it's going to be our starting problem. I think what our starting problem is actually going to be... Drum roll, please. It's not called evil. I don't remember. Problems. White. This is also a problem we're not going to be able to confront very reliably. Where is it? Where is it? Fear itself. That's the one. You know, this is actually a really solid problem. It just slows things down pretty quickly. Blackmail is good. We're really only ever going to be able to confront blackmail with a dressed up Discord. That is it. So tired. Or no, Get Lost. Normally I would not run Get Lost, but in a farming deck, it might actually have merit. That being said, I don't think so. Pink. What problems do you have for me, Pink? Secret to every pony. This is great for farm. Well, it's great because of our discords. It'd be even better if we had the rarities too, though. But, you know, I already said no. Plunder Seeds in Ponyville is also going to be pretty solid for us. Anything else? I think this is a good problem deck. Yeah, we're not running the Get Lost. It's kind of easy for them to confront, but we've got so many villains and so much card draw and so much removal that I don't think it'll actually wind up being a problem. Well, I guess we don't have that much removal. We've only got Food Fight, Dressed Up, 2 parties, and a Fashion Disaster. Well, you know, we've also got 4 villains. Well, epics. 9 villains. Oh dear. Okay. So we need a name. I would name it Vinyl's Boss Cannon, but that is a very, very different deck. Even though this is probably more appropriate. What? Spirit of... So these are our farm cards. I don't know. What do we call this deck, guys? What do we call this deck? This deck with a problem deck that we can barely ever confront. Amusingly, a dressed-up Discord can confront blackmail by himself. Dum dum dum. Final in Discord versus the world. Not very original, but it's appropriate. Drop the boss. You know what? You're probably right. Someone else suggested drop the boss for Vinyl's boss cannon a long, long time ago. Yeah, I think it's drop the boss. You're right. Drop the boss. I think that's more appropriate for a more pure farming deck like this. But yeah, it was suggested for Vinyl's boss cannon. Then I suggested Vinyl's boss cannon instead, and they liked that better. So yeah, drop the boss. I think you're right. So that's this deck. Is this the best possible Vinyl White deck I could build? No. Is this the best possible Vinyl White farming deck I could build? Probably pretty close to it. It would need some tweaking. There's no way I'm ever going to build this. I don't have enough Nightmare Stars. I don't have enough Discords. I don't even have enough this Discord. I have everything else. I probably have a Cookie Crumble. She's a common. Oh goodness, this is a mess. So okay, how does this deck play? Well, early on, you're going to be just stalling with Troublemakers. They can break through with stuff like Cracking the Case and Epic Win and all that stuff. Of course, they can, but you're still making them expend resources while you're just building. You're, of course, going to be flipping Vinyl as soon as you can, preferably off of a Nightmare Moon. I can't think of any hand. Like, maybe if it was 6 villains, you wouldn't play Turn-Horn Nightmare Moon. But other than that, I can't think of any reason not to drop Nightmare Moon really early. And then get out one of these 2 friends and start farming. Use Bell Tower to re-frighten immediately. Use Discord for some hasty. So yeah, so Pinkie Pie, for those unaware, Pinkie Pie Crystallize gives you an extra flip, guaranteed. If she has extra colors, which she could if you dressed her up, but that wouldn't actually help because then she would lose her abilities, you flip more cards and ignore some, which is actually would be really funny with Discord. But even as only 1 color, you get 1 free flip. So she is really, really good in farm. Plus her 3 rec, very nice. Discord, we're hoping to flip into him for free. Then that's just bam, free 4 power. Sometimes you keep him as a 7, and at worst case scenario, he's 3 cost 4 power friend. You don't use Pinkie against Trixie, but you do use Discord against Trixie. Discord versus Trixie is bam, free 7 power. This Discord is here to help give you a free extra 2 power, again, not against Trixie, and to sometimes uncover Troublemakers. Usually you would want to use them to uncover Troublemakers, but you can't underestimate that free just 2 power swinging that face off. You've got such a high flip average, 2 power can usually just win it for you. The 4 rec is rough, but we're trying to get these friends in play anyway. Cookie Crumbles is the only one, only here for purple. The supportive doesn't matter. It's the opponents can't move this card or your main. Lets you ensure that at least Vinyl can stick out a problem, allowing you to challenge and then do stuff like Beauty and the Beast or hopefully flip a Discord or something. Prim is here for 2 cost 4 power. Can't help you confront, but can help you win face-offs, and that's really what you want. Food Fight, 5 power, and dismisses most of the scary things in the game right now. Cracking the Case, again, 5 power. Banishes your own Troublemakers. Sometimes it even banishes theirs. Usually you don't care, but you know, against other farm decks, that's relevant. But just banishing your own Troublemaker, preventing them from getting points, very nice. Party of 1. You don't, like, look at how many friends we're running. We're running 13 friends. You're only going to have 1 or 2 out anyway, and you can probably afford to lose 1. Maybe even 2 on the off chance that you actually have 3. And chances are you're going to be hurting them a lot more than you're hurting yourself. Beauty and the Beast. We've got 9 Discords. Free flip, again, as long as you have 1 of them. And sometimes you'll luck into flipping a free Discord and then go, hey, I'll play Beauty and the Beast and flip another card. Unfortunately, no Fluttershy's, but, you know, We can live with that. Bell Tower, here to just turn our epics over immediately. Stop them from confronting even after we beat up a villain. Dressed Up is here for removal and for discord and for Prim Hemline. Rarely will you actually want to dress up a Prim Hemline, but you know, sometimes. It gets you almost most of the way there to confronting Secret to Every Pony. Fashion Disaster, this is basically our third party of one, just one that's constantly going on, and might make your opponent lose some AT. And again, since we're only running 13 friends and we're only going to have 1 or 2 in play at any given time, we can afford to pay that AT, especially since this is a pretty AT-light deck. You know, mostly 1s and 2s, and not pictured here are all of this 1-cost cards as well. Flower here for the few resources we do care about. Barrel, a little more white entry because we want more than just Prim. And then our epics. Nightmare Moon helps us flip Vinyl. Nightmare Star, we've got nothing that exhausts, and there's a lot that does exhaust that we don't like. Discord, because of Beauty and the Beast, and hey, more free cards if we beat him. And, you know, only 1 point, but still, free cards. And Trixie, because she's probably the best villain in the game right now. Yes, Party of One makes a lot of decks sad, and there's a reason I include it in basically any pink-white deck nowadays. Even pink-white aggro, I run Party of One. Anyway, with that, we've got 12 minutes left, but I think I've gone over... Oh, problems. Plunder Seeds in Ponyville. This only hits our discords and our cookie crumbles, so it's rarely going to hurt us. It will regularly hurt aggro. Secret to Every Pony. Cheaper friends is never bad, especially since our friends are the most expensive part of our deck. And, you know, you can play Discord for 1 AT. Social Obligations. If we win a face-off with our main, we can exhaust her for a point instead of a card. Usually that's going to be worth it. Fear itself means they can't confront if we have a face-down Troublemaker there. So even if we don't have a Bell Tower or a Discord, they still can't confront. And Blackmail because, again, free points. Plus, it would be really funny to confront it with a dressed-up Discord. Really funny. Rarely can you ever confront a Blackmail with only 1 character. That is probably the only way you're going to do it reliably. Anyway, I think that's it. So yeah, drop the boss. Drop the boss. Thank you again, Lunatic. Yeah. Yeah, so for those watching currently and in the future on the VOD, I hope you had fun with this experiment. I'm probably going to start changing this to Saturdays just because it'll be easier to advertise, easier to broadcast when I'm going to do it ahead of time, and harder to forget. I don't know when yet, but yeah, it's going to be... I'm thinking I'm going to change it to Saturdays or Sundays. I lose out on the pun Tuesday, Brewsday, but oh well. You know, we're really more there for the random brew part rather than the Tuesday part. So yeah, okay, think that's it. Well, of course it's an experiment, Sprite. You should net deck this and try it. I highly encourage anyone to take any of my random brews and report back. I would love that. If people reported back, then I could tell people how these things worked out. This is actually a pretty expensive deck with the 5 ultra rares and the vinyl. I mean, I know vinyl's not as expensive as an ultra rare, but you know, she's still not as easy to find nowadays as she used to be. How many commons do we even have in this deck? 4? 6? 8? Okay, we've got 8 commons. 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 commons? You know, that's plenty of commons, 12. Yeah, vinyl's not really expensive, just if you don't have one now, she's kind of hard to find. Trixie is definitely the bulk of the money, unless you want, well, not the bulk, I mean, she's going to be the most expensive card, but Nightmare Moons and Nightmare Stars aren't cheap. But yeah, like the discards are going to be cheaper, for sure. But yeah. And yes, right. You know, it doesn't matter if you're a rookie. If you want to net deck it and have fun and report back, that'd be great. Even if you got stomped, 0-20, you play the deck 20 times and you lose every time, it would still be interesting feedback. I'm hoping that's not what happens. I would find it a lot funnier if you went 20-0 with this crazy deck. But yeah, being a novice doesn't matter. Like, a large way of improving in this game, or in any game really, is trying something new. Trying it new and picking it up, and seeing what you learn. You probably won't learn anything in one game. Just to be perfectly frank here. You'll learn something, but you won't learn an awful lot. You really want to, if you do pick up this deck to net deck it, you'll want to play it like 3 or 5 times at least. I have no idea. Test it against whatever you want, unless you're asking Sprite. And keep in mind, okay, yeah, you're right, Sprite. You can learn a lot in one game. Like, for example, my first game against Grand Paws at Gen Con, I learned a lot that game about that matchup. But, what's important is learning all of the ins and outs of your decks. And while you can learn a lot in one game, you need the repetition to really have it sink in. Yes. Put it under the knife, pummel the deck until it cries. Like, run the gauntlet. Yeah, I would be really interested in seeing what you two report back if you do. Hit up that Reddit thread. Tell me what you learn, if anything. Hopefully a lot. Maybe you'll learn that Pink-White just should not farm. This would not surprise me. But yeah. Anyway, I hope this was interesting, guys. This was something. I don't know what. I didn't even use this time. That's interesting. Anyway, that's it. I'm Emperor Bugle, and I am going to sign out this time. Whether you're watching on the VOD or you're watching live, I hope this was interesting. And I hope you had fun. See you next time, either next Tuesday or maybe this weekend. We'll find out.